And Yuvienco making his way to the ring out of Kansak's Muay Thai. Kansak Sorplanja, the legend, his trainer, and Steve Krasakis. Matty's been training for 1 year. He had an exhibition fight back in March and gained some experience there. He grew up studying karate and BJJ in college at Binghamton University. He usually walks around at about 180, but he came down, walked around to 160 for this fight camp. Tonight he fights at 145. And we asked him, how was that experience with the exhibition? And he said, you know, I learned in that adrenaline has such a major effect. And he found it draining, but he plans to control that tonight and execute his game plan with more fight IQ. Melvin Scott coming out of Performance Combat, his coach Mike Hannon. 6 months of training in Melvin Scott's background. He's a former high school wrestler at 5 foot 8 inches. He started at 205 pounds before joining Performance Combat. While there, he said he fell in love with the community and sport, and he's never looked back. He told us, I've dedicated my time and effort to this craft, and I'm ready to give it my all. I want to show people, I want to show everyone, anywhere, you can do it if you put your mind to it. His team and his people around him believe in him, and he said, I have something to prove, and what better place to do it than in the K-Series ring.
Yeah, like I said earlier, this is the stage to prove your worth, you know. You can prove yourself all day in your gym, but until you get there when the lights are on bright and the crowd is loud, doesn't really mean anything. This is where the proving ground for you get to prove if you're about it, if you're not about it. And we're going to find out real soon now.
We will go to Justin T. Manning to kick it off officially.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our second bout of the evening in the 145-pound division, scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, representing Kansak Muay Thai, Matthew Fajardo Yuvienco. And across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, representing Performance Combat, presenting Melvin Scott. Melvin Scott. Referee for this contest, Zach Borner.
Here we go, folks. 3 2-minute rounds, 145-pound division. Yuvienco out of the blue corner, Scott out of the red, Liam Tarrant and Oliver Janau join you here at K-Series 5 from the Melrose Ballroom.
Let's see, already they're looking, no feeling out process, already throwing the leather in the heat with the legs. Ooh, nice body kick.
The action is starting quick here. Scott with a storm of hands. Yuvienco answers with a kick.
Beautiful time with that kick, threw him right off balance.
And fighters out of Kansak's gym in New Jersey, always strong fundamentals. Nice knee. I believe the referee's warning him there about the clinch. There is no clinch. You can have maybe 1 second, but you cannot hold on and throw a knee.
Yeah, for those watching at home who may not be a little confused, this is kickboxing rules, unified kickboxing rules, not Muay Thai. So we won't see any elbows and we won't see any clinch action tonight.
But we will see plenty of punching and kicking. That can be guaranteed.
Definitely see some knees. No sweeps either. There will be no sweeps, no dumps. Sometimes they do fall, though. It's part of the game. It is what it is.
Nice catch, and Scott throwing a big overhand right. But Yuvienco definitely calm and composed there. Nice right hand from Yuvienco in response.
Again, another height and reach advantage in the favor of Yuvienco. He's doing a decent job of keeping him there. He looks very composed there, even though Scott coming in with some heavy leather, heavy artillery.
Nice kick from Yuvienco. Scott seems to have dangerous hands in there, but Yuvienco's got a rather low guard, it appears.
Oh, and pay for it there with that low guard. Big overhand right landed. These guys are kicking hard. Even with the shin guard, you hear those echo throughout the arena.
Well set up there. Referee breaks him up right away. You know, under K1 rules, it will keep going. Unified kickboxing rules, the action never stops.
Yeah, That's one thing. Non-stop action all night. That's one thing you can expect. Very little stalling here. In fact, most fighters get penalized in kickboxing rules for stalling.
Less than 10 seconds already. Ooh, I'll tell you, Scott is winging with those hands.
Yeah, very interesting to see if he can continue that pace throughout. That's the end of the first. He's got 2 more.
I always love that about these K-Series cards. You see it, the clash of styles very, very distinctly in these cards.
Yeah, one thing in this day and age, 2025, formerly 2024, Happy New Year, guys, you got a lot of hybrid fighters. You got a lot of MMA guys who need to get their striking up because they're great grapplers, so they jump into kickboxing. You guys, a lot of guys who want to box, but they don't necessarily have the opportunity, so they take kickboxing, and vice versa with Muay Thai and kickboxing. So you do tend to see a little more of a hybrid style in kickboxing than you would in, say, Muay Thai or boxing. So it's really interesting to see how this plays out stylistically throughout the whole night.
Folks, any companies out there that would like to become sponsors of K-Series, you can contact us at RFC Promotions. Get your brand associated with the fastest growing and currently hugely popular kickboxing promotion in America. Here we go, second round underway of 3 scheduled 2-minute rounds. Yuvienco out of the blue corner, Scott out of the red. Can Scott use those hands to score a few points here? Nice right hand to start.
That was beautiful. He just snuck that in with a little slip, but a nice right hand to return. Yeah, Melvin Scott has a little more urgency this round. Ooh. That was a slip. That's going to count as a slip, but as you can see, no break, right into the action. Melvin Scott's starting to loose up, looking for angles now. I think he's aware that first round was close. He's going to have to really come forward and take this round.
Oh, nice body shot from Scott. Yuvienco with a winging left hand, just misses. Low kick lands.
Oh, good body kick by Scott. I'm sorry, Yuvienco. Oh, another good kick by Yuvienco. Yuvienco starting to find her home for those right body kicks. Those are going to take its toll as the fight progresses.
Nice teep there from Yuvienco. Timed nicely. Stiff jab coming in. Scott's footwork looking a little shakier. You can see he's stepping left foot in front of the right.
Wonder if any of those low kicks might have taken its toll on him. He's landed a couple of good ones himself, but you can see that the movement advantage, I'm going to go ahead and give it to Yuvienco in this one.
It seems Scott has slowed down a bit in this second round, Oliver. Are you feeling that?
Yeah, I do. I mean, like I said at the end of the first round, we'll see if he can keep that pace. When you're winging big shots, it takes its toll, especially when it's your first fight. You're not really quite sure what it feels like, what those 2 minutes feel like.
That's a great point, Oliver. First fight for both of these warriors, 0-0 on the record, and they are leaving it all in the ring for sure.
Oh, absolutely. I will say this, Melvin Scott has a little more diverse, a little deeper playbook with the punch combinations, but then when it comes to the kicks and the movement, I'm going to have to give the advantage to Yuvienco so far. We'll see how this plays out in the third round. We got just over 10 seconds left.
Seeing a little bit of blood trickling out of the nose of Yuvienco now.
That's going to happen when you're taking a few big shots, a couple big right hands from Scott, as he did. Beautiful head movement and evasion by Yuvienco. That was real slick.
Real nice. Nice balance.
Oh, and he snuck in a right hand right at the bell. That was beautiful time.
Yuvienco does have that nice head movement. It's almost like a Sitsukorn style. Just slick moving.
Very slick. And you see, in this day and age, like I said, 2025, you see a lot of guys now starting to mix it. A long time ago, no one would ever dip their head that low with the risk of getting kicked in the head. But now we're seeing them doing it to, expert execution.
And, we mentioned before in the Muay Thai rules versus the unified kickboxing rules, there are no elbows, clinches, or dumps here. And that really opens up a lot of opportunities for a lot of fighters. It does. You cannot use those weapons, but it really changes the tactics, doesn't it, Oliver?
Oh, absolutely. If you're someone who tends to punch heavy in a Muay Thai fight, a clincher will nullify that by tying up your arms, right? There's none of that here. So if you are having trouble with a heavy puncher, you got to figure it out. You can't just clinch and stall. You got to kind of fight with him or fight against him. Melvin Scott, full of energy here in this third round. Yuvienco bouncing around. He looks ready, too. These guys bringing it tonight.
Here we go, third and final 2-minute round. Solid 1-2 from Scott. Yuvienco really leaning into that right kick there.
Good uppercut attempt by Scott there.
Yuvienco has had some nice punches and nice timing throughout the night.
Oh, yeah. He's definitely being a little more efficient with his strikes than Scott, a little more precise, but he could end up losing on the volume. He might get outpointed in this one.
Aggression being a really high scoring factor here under kickboxing rules.
Absolutely.
Nice right hand for Scott.
And he answers right back with a right kick. These guys are true fighters. Hard to believe this is both their debuts. They look very well schooled.
I will second that.
Yeah, and that's just a credit to the gyms and the fight camps that are around, that we can have, debut fighters fighting at this level.
1 minute left. Now we're going to see who has the will to keep going forward, who wants this more.
Who really wants this?
Solid
These
punches.
guys are going at it. Nice leg kick by Yuvienco.
With the shin guards, those leg kicks not having as much of an effect, but still definitely having some effect in there.
Yeah, the shin guards they're mostly to prevent cuts and lacerations from the shin on bone, like bone on bone contact, but they still hurt a lot. They're not that thick.
Ooh, winging left hand misses Scott with some nice head movement, moving out. Scott's throwing a couple of really nice liver shots throughout this fight, right to the body.
Yeah, those will take its toll, but he might be a little too late. This fight is now on its waning moments here. About 15 seconds left.
And again, it's impressive to think that Scott started at 205 pounds on a 5'8" frame, and now look at him fighting at 145. What an accomplishment.
I think he was definitely inspired by former UFC champion Volkanovski. Wow, what a fight. These guys leaving it all in the ring tonight. That's what you like to see. What a great second fight.
What a battle that was. Both sides have to be very happy with their fighters' performances.
Oh, absolutely. This one's going to be hard to score. I would give the aggression advantage to Melvin Scott, but Yuvienco being really more efficient and more effective with his strikes, in my opinion. We'll see. He's got a little blood showing coming from his nose. Sometimes that can sway the judges, so we'll see. This is going to be interesting to see how the scorecards play out for this one.
Yuvienco was bloodied but unbowed, continuing pressing forward no matter what, going for that victory right up to the final bell. And, that is one of the great things I love about K-Series. We get to see the next generation of fighters coming up and giving them a platform to do this. I mean, RFC Promotions really put together such a special night here, and they continue to do so every time, topping themselves, and it's just amazing to see.
Yeah, I mean, to make your debut on this...
Ladies and gentlemen, after going the distance of 3 rounds, we now head to our judges' scorecards. All 3 judges have scored this contest 30-27 for your winner by unanimous decision. Fighting out of the red corner, representing Performance Combat, Melvin
Scott getting it done by decision. 30-27, so all 3 judges giving him every round there.
Yeah, congratulations to Melvin Scott. You brought up a great point there, Oliver, before, and how the aggression is scored highly. And, he definitely pushed forward throughout that whole thing, that whole fight. I mean, wow, well done by Melvin Scott.
Yeah, and credit to him and his coaches for having him ready for this one, because that was a battle, and for your first fight to perform the way he did, he looked a little tired there in the second, but he finished real strong, swinging heavy leather. Love to see that.